Lance Russell and Dave Brown. We're right along ringside and son of a gun. We're just excited as we can be about the action we've got lined up for today.
Well, listen to the opening match. We've got Ron Sexton and the Memphis Vice teamed up to go against a team of Tracy Smothers, Paul Diamond, and J.T. Southern. That's just the opening match of the day. Coming up a little bit later on, Southern Tag Team title match today. Fire and Flame will be here defending their belts against a mystery team. So they will find out, and we will find out who that team is just as the match is about to take place. A little bit later on, Jeff Jarrett, Pat Tanaka will be here. Also, the Japanese team of Sato and Goto, and Bam Bam Bigelow in a handicap match. The King will be teaming with the Giant Hillbilly a little bit later today, too.
Is that a lot of
That's
talent? Boy, I'm going to tell you, we got it all, and if we're going to have any chance of getting most of it in, we better get started right now. We'll take time out and be back in the ring with an excellent six-man tag match in just a moment. Some new wrestling sites down there. Wrestling at Big Lou there, tough enough, and on the back of Jerry Bryant, too cocky. Pretty well sums up all three of those guys. Coming in right now, J.T. Southern, Paul, and the Mid-America champ, Tracy Smothers. Boy, what a whale of an opener this son of a gun.
This should be terrific here today, I tell you. With Big Lou Winston and Jerry Bryant, the Memphis Vice on one side of the ring, along with their partner Ron Sexton. They weigh in at a total of 704 pounds, and across the way at a total of 690 pounds, as you mentioned. He holds the Mid-America Championship belt. Tracy Smothers. His partners out of Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada, Paul Diamond. Out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, J.T. Southern. One fall, 10-minute time limit. Referee says ring the bell, and here we go. Did he? Yeah. Now he says ring the bell.
He's going to be starting off. Big Lou against Paul Diamond, it looks like, David.
Yes, indeed. Big Lou Winston. Boy, he's a big one. He is tall. Has always been impressive as far as his size. Had an attitude problem now and then. Look out, Jerry Bryant jumped in there. Paul Diamond leaps over and drop kicks Big Lou. And there's one for good measure for Jerry Bryant. So the Memphis Vice not having a very good beginning to this match here today. Paul Diamond taking the measure of both of them. Conference time down in the corner of the Memphis Vice and Ron Sexton. And stepping back through the ropes, here is Big Lou Winston. Diamond. All right, come on. Winston made the tag on Jerry Bryant. Paul Diamond turns and makes the tag, and here's J.T. Southern. Southern gets a very warm reception from the audience here as he stepped through the ropes. Upset Bryant a little bit. Took a moment to yell at him. Bryant into the middle of the ring. Side headlock on J.T. Southern. Southern lets him back into the ropes. Fires him off into the ropes. Bryant caught him with his shoulder. This time, J.T. rolls him down to the mat. Grabs him by the arm again. Winston came in to help out. Sexton in to help out. And J.T. Southern has taken care of all three of them. Yeah, they're all down yelling at the referee. I can just imagine they're saying, hey, he's pulling hair, he's pulling tight. There's no way, any other way he could have gotten us off our feet. But it doesn't make any difference. Sexton counted back out of the ring. He's not the legal man in there. Legal man in there is Jerry Bryant. He has to step back through the ropes. Bryant against, well, it's not going to be Southern. JT has made a tag, and Tracy Smothers. Jerry Bryant tags Lou Winston. So it's Tracy Smothers against Big Lou. Tracy, winner in a tournament of the Mid-America Championship. He has hung on to that belt, still has it. Tracy, round behind Lou Winston, good move, rolls him to the ropes. Oh, but Big Lou held on. held on, and he's happy with himself. Tracy drop kicks him right through the ropes and down onto the floor. And now Big Lou is not smiling. Big Lou with a worried look on his face. And again, he and Bryant both yelling at the referee. These are the two best complainers. If they ever have a college course for complaining, Bryant and Big Lou will be the perfect professors. Back on the rope, Tracy Smothers. Big Lou hit him with the right hand. Tracy let him have it with a right hand. Now, there's a move you would not have seen from Tracy Smothers a year ago. But he has learned if somebody hammers you with a fist, one way to combat that happening again is to pop him right back. That's what he did to Winston. Paul Diamond. The arm barred. Big Lou raked his fingers across Paul's eyes. That broke the hole. Winston has made the tag, and I think this is the first official look in the match at Ron Sexton. Sexy Ron Sexton out of Knoxville, Tennessee. Paul Diamond over to the corner gets the tag, and here's Tracy. Tracy Smothers over the top rope, goes after Sexton and Winston. Since he's there, Bryant jumps down off the ring apron so he won't get hit. Tracy Smothers really showing that he can be an aggressive wrestler.
Mid-America champion Tracy in there right now with a guy who is one of several guys who say, hey, I can beat that Tracy Smothers. I want a title shot. Sexton has been hollering that, saying I can beat him. And he's in there having a chance to trade licks with him. And look at Tracy go. Boy, you made a good point a little bit ago. This Smothers has really gotten aggressive, hasn't he, Dave?
He has indeed. Hey, we got them all in there now. Six-man match and 6 men in action. It's Bryant against Diamond. Winston against Smothers. Tracy Smothers against Sexton. Sexton is out of the ring. Down on the floor. Tracy coming off the ropes. Whoa, and he let him have it with a right hand. Down here on the floor. Referee trying to get them to stop and get back up in the ring. He's counting there on the apron.
Tracy's heard some of those.
He counted them out.
He counted out Tracy Smothers and Sexton.
Double count out.
They're the two legal men in the ring. The action still goes on as Paul Diamond just fired Jerry Bryant in. JT in there with Big Lou, but Tracy continues to go with Ron Sexton. Evidently, he heard some of the comments that had been made from Sexton about Smothers being a paper champion. Now they're trying to pull him apart and get him back. Big Lou and Jerry Bryant pulling Sexton off, and Tracy Smothers being held by Paul Diamond and JT Southern. What a whale of an opening piece of action on this championship wrestling program.
Quite a match. It went 5 minutes, 16 seconds before they were both counted out. Now they're going at it again down here. Sexton and Smothers. I think you're right. I think Tracy was mighty upset with Sexton with some of the comments that had been made. And he was out to prove today that he could, in fact, beat him in the ring or on the floor or wherever.
Double count out, and that's all there is to that great 6-man opener. We've got more of it. Be back in just a moment. Okay, the big action Wednesday night, I got to tell you, going to be something else, my friend, right there at the Evansville Coliseum. One of the matches will be an international tag title bout in which the new champions, Jeff Jarrett and Pat Tanaka, will be putting the titles up against the hair of both Akio Sato and Tarzan Goto in that championship match.
Yes, I'm very upset because that in order to have the championship title back, now we have to put, now my two Imperial boys have to put the hair on stake, and I don't like that because the promoter is just giving us a runaround.
And Jarrett will be back.
But this time I told you what, my boys get confidence and we're going to take the title back.
We'll find that out. Don't forget, Jerry will be right there at ringside this particular week. Fire and Flame going to be right there in action against the Mod
Somebody
Squad.
said, brother, right there in Evansville, there's going to be a hot time in the old town tonight, brother. J.D. Costello, you and your Mod Squad, brother. I knew it would come to us, brother. I knew it would be between us. And when it's all over, it's going to be us, the Southern Tag Team Champions. So help me. And I'm going to burn what little bit of hair you left off that bald head of yours.
Oh, one way or the other, going to be mighty tough when the Mod Squad and Fire and Flame get at it. Same way when it'll be Jerry Lawler teaming with the Killer against Bam Bam Bigelow and Larry Sharp.
Killer, let me ask you a question. You think I was a thorn in your side before? Kenny D, you think I was the problem when you were slapped up to me? Well, you ain't seen nothing, because now I belong in the ring. I'm going to be in the ring, and I got the biggest and the baddest and the meanest Bam Bam Bigelow, Beast from the East, as my tag team partner. And you and Lawler think you can deal with that?
Well, we're going to find it out come Wednesday night, because that's going to be one whale of a night of action. 6 outstanding matches will be at the Evansville Coliseum coming out. Be sure and get your tickets and be down there. We'll give you the whole card in just a moment. Okay, we're about ready to get back in the ring. We're loving every single week that we've had a Southern Tag Championship. Eddie, come on out here. Eddie Marlin. We've got a Southern Tag title lined up for today, my friends.
That's right. I want to get Fire and Flame out here and make sure they get the belts, make sure they're ready to get in the ring to face the Mr. Team.
Stipulations laid down by Eddie Marlin several weeks ago. If they don't have the belts, they're gone. And if they're here and want to be on TV, they got to defend the titles.
They've got the belts, and they're all ready to go in the ring. I got your Mr. Team. If y'all get in the ring, I'll bring them out here, and y'all can go at it.
There's the simple
I want to
instruction.
ask one question, and I don't want nobody to think that I am crying or backing up for 1 minute. But what I would like to know is, how can an organization of this magnitude, a promoter of your caliber, Eddie Marlin, put such a stipulation on such a most prestigious belt, to where a fella like me and my partner have to come out here every single week under all these odds and defend against the big, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the indifferent, and still win. Now, what I want to know is, how long does this masquerade have to continue before we can get this stipulation alleviated?
Well, let me tell you one thing. Here a few weeks ago, y'all did something in the studio that you know that you shouldn't have done. The week after that, you did something in the parking lot you shouldn't have done. Your manager was suspended, and I set up the rules for y'all to stay here. And as long as you're here, you will abide by the rules. That means you will defend those belts in that ring on this TV every time you wrestle here. Your Mr. Team will be up there. If you get in the ring right now, they'll be right out.
Let me tell you something, Eddie Marlin, before I get in that ring. Last week, you called somebody to leave this town, and I told you that it was going to be even more devastating. Now, something's going to hit close to home to you. I'm telling you right now, pal, and you're not going to like it. It's going to bring big old tears in your eyes, and when you cry, you're going to see this face in those tears. You understand me? Now, you get whoever you got out here right now. Let's go.
Well, you hear Fire and Flame, and I hope they're not talking about a repeat of where they messed up Eddie's car out there in the parking lot by painting all over it. That's a cheap, low way to try to get back at something they don't like, and they brought it on themselves. Fire and Flame in the ring right now, and we are about ready for... Here they are, Dave. Look at here.
Wow, the Mod Squad, the mystery team, sent in here to go against Fire and Flame for the Southern Belt.
These guys used to be our partners. What are they trying to do here? Let's Russell, I'm telling you, these used to be our partners. These were our cohorts.
Evidently, you got the titles, and they want them back. They had them at one time.
Hey, where's J.D. Costello? I want to talk to J.D.
J.D. is not here this particular match, but the Mod Squad is, and they're waiting in the ring for you right now. If we can get the belts over here, and referee Jerry Calhoun is telling them, come on up here. It's a title defense. Special time limit for television. One fall 30 minutes rather than the normal 60 minutes in time. And big conversation going on between Fire and Flame. They've got a choice. They can hand the belts over and walk out of here if they don't want to get in the ring with the Mod Squad.
Now they want a conference with the Mod Squad.
Little negotiation.
Yeah.
They forget the fact the Mod Squad held those belts for a long time, and brother, they have been hot. They want them back. Here comes Eddie Marlin back out, and I think he's going to make it very clear to them.
You can either get in there and defend them, or you can hit the road.
Well, that's it.
That is it. Crowd loving it. You just boil down all the rhetoric, get it to a simple statement. Either get in there and defend them or hit the road. Whoa! Look at the Mod Squad going right after him. Spike going after Fire, and Basher with Flame over in the corner. They whip them together. I wonder what that registered on the Richter scale when those two guys hit. Woo! Minor tremor taking place. Whoa. Look at that one. Double shoulder. One. Flame was able to get back in time to pull him off. They had a pin down on Fire. And now it's Spike who's in there with Flame. Fire off the top rope, and as he was coming down, the referee was going in between, and Spike nailed him with one to the midsection.
He's working an abdominal stretch. Not easy to do against a guy that big.
Hey, really, I was just looking at that. Good night. You'd have to be about 6'10" before you could ever get an abdominal on one of those two guys. Basher in, slammed into the corner, and a big elbow. Crowd's hollering, go Basher, go. You can tell that even though there are no favorites, the Mod Squad, when it comes down to choosing between Fire and Flame, they a whole lot rather see the Mod Squad beat them than Fire and Flame with some of the stuff they've done in the past.
Fire and Flame pretty well taking control here, though. It was Mod Squad in control early, but about the last 40 seconds, it's pretty well been Fire and Flame.
Mod Squad, as we have said many times, big, rugged, very muscular, big upper body development, but good night. Look at the size of the guys they're going against. A team that weighs over 600 pounds totally.
Well, they're outweighed by more than 100 pounds. Mod Squad big, but they weigh in at 491. But they're at about 604 for Fire and Flame, and wow.
Over the rope went Fire. As he was popped up over that rope, the referee is knocked down, and Basher, look at here. He suplexes him back in the ring. He's got him down. Count of 1, 2, 3, but there's no referee. 1, 2, 3, Eddie Marlin. Brought somebody in to do the counting, and he got the pin on Fire in the Southern Tag Belt. Go back to the Mod Squad in a stunner here over Fire and Flame. As the Mod Squad comes up with a 1, 2, 3, Fire and Flame, call them the ex-champions.
Wait a minute here. I think the referee is saying something about one of the Mod Squad throwing Fire over the top rope, or Flame over the top rope. Now,
referee Jerry Calhoun is talking to Eddie Marlin.
Jerry Calhoun's taking the belt.
About it, what?
On the Mod Squad for throwing him over the top rope.
Where Fire was put out over the top rope.
Yeah.
Now watch this. He's coming right at him. He ducks underneath, grabbed his leg and threw him up over the top rope. The referee caught it as he went over, and he was knocked down immediately.
Is Eddie Marlin, the promoter, unhappy about it, but...
Eddie Marlin, come here! Eddie Marlin! Come here, Eddie Marlin!
And what happened is they call a disqualification. The Mod Squad, who had the belts in their hand, were disqualified and are not the champions that we had thought.
We don't have the belts. We're the champions. The belts are back where they belong. All we want, Eddie Marlin, is for you to sign a match any place, anytime, because we beat the
those punks right there. But we want a no disqualification match because that's how they've been winning all their matches. That's right. And you know we can wrestle just like they can. We can get as dirty as they can.
Yeah.
So we want you to sign a match, no disqualification anywhere.
That is the way Fire and Flame's been winning the matches and keeping the belt, so just make it a no disqualification.
That's right. That's all we ask for. That's all we want.
You've been guaranteed the title shot. You've also got a no disqualification whenever it comes up.
We guarantee we'll be the next Southern Tag Team Champions too. You mark my words.
Spike and Basher, the Mod Squad. Boy, let me tell you one thing. I thought they had it right then and there, and we saw the situation, but it was a question. First, I didn't think the referee saw it, and he got knocked down. He was evidently getting ready to disqualify him right then and there, but he got knocked down. And so the situation is that the Fire and Flame team will keep the championship belts. Eddie Marlin guaranteed them that they would in the future have a title shot, and it would be a no disqualification. Whoa, what a couple of openers we've had today. And we still got a bunch more. We'll take time out, be back in a moment.
Wednesday night, Evansville Coliseum, 6 outstanding matches, and they go like this. Paul Diamond goes against Sexy Ron Sexton, the giant hillbilly against Big Mr. Universe. Then there's going to be a Mid-America title match. Tracy Smothers will be going against an eerie, mysterious, and not only that, successful wrestler in the Great Kabuki. You take a look at this guy, and he just scares you taking a look at the video of him. Tracy Smothers, without a question, the greatest challenge of his Mid-America title reign. Then it'll be an international tag title match with the titles against Sato and Goto's hair. That's right, Jeff Jarrett and Pat Tanaka defending those titles with the hair at stake of Sato and Goto. Southern Tag Team titles, the Mod Squad challenging Fire and Flame. What a battle that one's going to be. And then finally, Bam Bam Bigelow teaming with Pretty Boy Larry Sharp to go against Jerry the King Lawler and his partner, the Killer. All of that coming up Wednesday night.
Jeff Jarrett, Pat Tanaka up in the ring right now. Their opponents wearing masks, stepping up onto the ring apron. These are the Renegades. They're out of parts unknown. They weigh in at a total of about 458 pounds. Jeff Jarrett out of Nashville, Tennessee. Pat Tanaka out of Hawaii. The referee calls for the bell to be sounded, and we are underway. Jeff Jarrett against one of the Renegades.
The Renegade team is a lanky team. Boy, they sure have. They're not the heaviest guys we ever saw, but they sure got good height and good muscular development.
Jeff Jarrett, bar in the left arm. I guess since that Renegade started the match, we'll call him Renegade number 1.
Sounds reasonable to me.
Yeah.
Tag on Pat Tanaka.
Tanaka with a shot. Whoa.
Wow. Did he drill him?
He sure did. I'm surprised he could get up even with help.
Renegade number 1, a little slow coming up off the mat as Pat Tanaka tags Jeff Jarrett. Jeff off the second rope drops down with the elbow. And the Renegade over by his corner makes the tag on Renegade number 2. I think he's still addled from that chop that Pat Tanaka gave him. Jeff goes immediately to work, takes that arm, rolls him over, and bars it back up on their feet. Whip into the ropes and to the midsection. Down goes the Renegade number 2 in a count of 1.
Jeff Jarrett putting the heat on that left arm. Bars it again. Renegade trying to take him down. He does, but Jeff Jarrett hangs on to the hole. Look at that. Over to the corner and the tag on Pat Tanaka.
Classy Hawaiian comes in with a chop and throttles him with another big one.
Gets him with another one. Those are good chops, but boy, it's nothing like what happened to Renegade number 1. He'll remember that one probably the rest of his wrestling career.
I hear him starting to holler in the corner. I think he's just now getting his wind back from being nailed by Tanaka like that.
Tanaka with Renegade number 2. He's able to hold him down to the mat. You see the Renegade reaching for Pat's hair. The referee was right there to stop that.
Tanaka giving away a lot of height, but there's the break. It's called for by referee Jerry Calhoun. And to the center of the ring they go. Tanaka slides in as the tag goes to Renegade number 1. Tag on Jeff. And Jeff going up with that drop kick, and brother, he can get up in the air. You got to believe that. As he gets up this time, had a little more distance, and he popped him down as the Renegade staggers back up to his feet. Tanaka grabs him in that tiger suplex, pops him back down, gets a 1, 2, 3, and that is the victory for Jarrett and Tanaka.
3 minutes, 2 seconds, and wow, what moves we saw from both Jarrett and Tanaka. Tanaka wraps it up with that incredible tiger suplex. No way that Renegade number 1 was going to get up from that one. 3:02 again the time.
Okay, back in a moment with more action.
Akio Sato, Tarzan Goto, Tojo Yamamoto in the corner, their manager. And in the ring, their opponents, Jim Jamison and Mad Dog. As we are set to get it underway here, this tag team match will be 1 fall, a 10-minute time limit. Mad Dog of the Bruise Brothers starting out against Tarzan Goto. Goto using the chops. Mad Dog. Mad Dog's a big one. He'll weigh in at about 262 or 3. He makes the tag on his partner, Jim Jamison. Jamison. Oh, right hand. Ooh, popped him again.
Goto uses that head a lot.
Yeah.
And you've seen Akio Sato run people right into the head of Tarzan Goto.
They've made a tag, and the smaller of the Japanese team, both of them will weigh in right at the 225 mark, but Akio Sato a little bit smaller than Tarzan Goto. But he's the vicious one, as Lance has pointed out, the finisher of the Japanese team. He's got Jamison up in the air and slams him right in the center of the square. Japanese team makes a tag. Tojo is wandering around ringside with that kendo stick while his team works in the ring. Tarzan Goto, boot to the top of the head. Jim Jamison on the mat. There you saw Tojo.
Goto, a big body slam, and drops the elbow on Jamison. Grabs him by the hair and the wrist and picks him right up off the deck. Into the ropes. The whip. Oh! Knee lift as Jim Jamison plants a couple of knees on Goto, and Goto comes up off the canvas, fighting back with a big right hand. Tag on Mad Dog.
Jamison was thrown right into the turnbuckles in the corner. Mad Dog was there to take the tag. Japanese team is tagged now, and Akio Sato back in against Mad Dog. Came right at you into the ropes. Bounced back into the ring. Sato puts him down with a cover. 1, 2, but at the 2 count, Mad Dog kicks out of it.
Goto again takes the tag and into the ring. Mad Dog going after him.
Woo.
Big elbow. Goto is down.
Count of 1. Boy, Mad Dog came flying at him using all of his weight for extra advantage, but still, he couldn't hold Goto down for the 3 count. Cover again. Count of 1. 1, and Goto kicks out of it.
Surprising team of Jamison and Mad Dog. Oh, boy, there's that back kick and a side kick from Goto. And Mad Dog on the deck. Picked up, slammed again. Goto close by, and here comes Jim Jamison. We were going to say close by the corner. Jim takes the tag, but he's nailed as he comes through the ropes. Yamamoto with that kendo stick from the floor, and the referee over talking to him while Goto bangs Jamison down to the deck, picks him up, drops him over the knee. Spears him with that head right in the base of the neck. Tags on Sato. Akio Sato. And referee saying, nope, no pile driver, no pile driver.
That wasn't a pile driver he ended up with. He just drove him down to the mat, though, and he got him a 3 count. Right across the back of the neck.
Tojo very spirited and happy about his win from the team. That's all right. You got yours coming. The winners, Sato and Goto, which comes as no surprise, but a good battle put up by Jamison and Mad Dog. As we've got, what was the time again, Dave?
4 minutes the time.
4 minutes even, and we've got more action. The awesome Bam Bam Bigelow coming up in just a moment.
Matches coming up Wednesday night, Evansville Coliseum. What a doggone fine night it's going to be of action and a half. International tag belts will be defended by the new champs. Congratulations again. It's going to be Jeff and Pat defending against Sato and Goto, but their hair will be at stake, and your dad's going to be in your corner.
That's right. Dad's back in our corner, and I'm glad of that. First of all, I'd like to thank the people in Evansville for all the support they've given us. Me and Pat have been working hard the last couple of weeks, and we finally got those belts, man.
You got them, and congratulations on that, Pat.
That's right, Tojo. So you remember, this time we're the champions. We get the stipulations. So Sato and Goto, you have to sweat it out this week because your hair is against our titles. So you remember that.
Wednesday night, they may remember that more than London.
Oh. 3 bald-headed jets up there, wouldn't it?
Right.
Love that.
The King and the Killer will be going against Bam Bam and Larry Sharp. What a night that's going to be.
Boy, we've been listening to Larry Sharp and Bam Bam Bigelow both run their mouths about how big and how bad they are. Well, you want to talk big and bad? What about it, Kenny D? Look at this man right
Tell
here.
him about it, Jarrett. We got the strength and the speed to do the mighty deed. And, baby, we got the agility and the ability to get away with it. And we're going to do it. You tell him, King. We're going to get him, baby. The king of wrestling and the king of playing together. What you talking about?
Larry Sharp, you accuse me of running and hiding, brother? Well, I'm going to be easy to find Wednesday night right in Evansville, Indiana. I'm going to be standing right alongside this man. And he talks about looking in my eyes and seeing fear. Well, I understand that we had a little different look in the eyes of Bam Bam Bigelow last week in Evansville, Indiana, when this man right here picked him up and slammed him almost through that mat. You couldn't believe you could be slammed, could you, Bigelow? You didn't believe there was anybody strong enough to handle you. Well, brother, he's got the strength and I got the brains, and the two of those together spells defeat for you and Larry Sharp Wednesday night in Evansville.
Oh, right there at the Coliseum, 6 outstanding matches. It is going to be some night and a half. We hope maybe you'll make your plans to be out. Bring a friend with you.
Bam Bam Bigelow, the Killer. And that music indicates that Bam Bam is on his way. Here he comes. Bam Bam Bigelow, the Southern Heavyweight title holder. And I'm looking at pretty boy Larry Sharp, not in his usual sport coat and slack and all, but decked out in wrestling attire and a jumpsuit, Larry.
Let me tell you something. There's been an interesting chain of events that's taken place over the last 8 weeks. We've asked for Lawler in the ring, but he's always come up with something. He's always sent another sheep to slaughter. Now, you heard all these people cheering for Bam Bam Bigelow. You heard them cheering for Larry Sharp, not Jerry Lawler. Well, let me tell you something. Let's talk about loyalty. Killer, your manager's not in your corner. You went and cried. Obviously, you're not as dumb as you look because you went and got Jerry Lawler. So great. So I got to put on the tights. Let me tell you something. I wrestled 10 years amateur, and this is my 13th year as a pro, and I'm the weak link on the team? No, sir, brother, because when Bam Bam Bigelow and Pretty Boy Larry Sharp get their stuff in action, get on the road, and get in gear, Lawler, it is going to be the longest match of your life. When your shoulders are down, and Bam Bam is kicking the killer from rope to rope and pillar to post, you'll finally realize why I've been out here ranting and raving about how great this Southern heavyweight champion is. Now, one thing further. You must want me around because you've had me handcuffed. Well, now, you've got to look me dead in the eye, face to face, in every ring in the country, if I can get you there. And just like I have threatened to smack you in the face and slap you down like a dog, that's exactly what we're going to do. And when you're down, Bam Bam's going to kick you. He's going to take those flames and headbutt you and burn you and kill her. You're just a piece of trash because Kenny D don't have the intestinal fortitude to get in your corner. As your manager, like Pretty Boy Larry Sharp, will stand behind his man any day, any night, any time, any place, anywhere. And what do you think about that, Lance Russell?
I stand here and I find it hard to believe that a man of your supposed intelligence is going to say that Bam Bam Bigelow teamed up with Larry Sharp, who is a manager. I know your background. Going against the Killer and Jerry the King Lawler. Pretty awesome opponents, I would say.
Hey, we're not saying they're weak links. They're tough, but they're just not tough enough. And we're going to prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Okay, you hear it from Pretty Boy Larry Sharp. And heading to the ring right now, Bam Bam Bigelow, who will be in a handicap match, Dave.
Bam Bam's going to step into the ring against Jerry Garmen and Benny Traylor. Both of them standing in the ring right now. And the way the handicap matches works, when Bam Bam Bigelow is involved, is he takes both of them on at once. Garmen and Traylor putting him into the rope. Good drop kicks from both of them, but it did not get him off his feet. Now he drop kicks then. Boy, it's amazing a guy that big can throw a drop kick.
You better believe it. Look at the beast from the east. He's the only true champion this place has ever seen in your life. That's what he's doing to these so-called men. Now let's face it, they're wrestlers too. But there are wrestlers and there are he-men that are wrestlers. We're talking about a super stud here. We're talking about a champion of champions. Look at the beast from the east. Cartwheel, he can pick up a guy with one hand. Shove his foot so down his throat so far to come out his butt if he wants it to. And look at him.
Bam Bam Bigelow, and he is making short work of Jerry Garmen and Benny Traylor. I got to tell you, you got to have a lot of nerve to even climb through the ropes to face this guy, the beast from the east. Bam Bam, look at that. Picks them both up in the air, Garmen and Traylor with a double bear hug. That's it.
He had both of them in that bear hug at the same time, and they had to give it up. Incredible display of strength by Bam Bam Bigelow. Larry Sharp, isn't that something? I'm still amazed at that drop kick. He got off that mat. All right, here it is, the bear hug, where he had both of them in his grasp, and they had to give it up. Bam Bam Bigelow gets the win in 1:19.
Man, oh man, it's hard to believe that a man can be that big and that agile and be able to put it together. No question, he is a force, without any doubt about it. This guy is something. Alrighty, we're going to go right into another bout. That music signifies.
Don't go messing with a country boy, a country boy, a country boy. Don't go messing with a country boy, don't mess with a country boy.
There he is.
course, we've seen before his partner, the Nighthawk. He is huge, too. He's even taller than Mr. Universe. Mr. Universe and the Nighthawk will be going against the Giant Hillbilly and the King, Jerry Lawler. This match will be to the expiration of time. Team with the most falls to their credit when the time expires will be the winners of this one. And the King stands in there as the smallest man in the ring.
Yeah, here's a guy at 234 who's the smallest man in the ring. That's something else. We're ready to go. Bell time as Mr. Universe starts off against Jerry. Universe, big one. But, you know, the more I look at him, I think it's true. I think this Nighthawk is bigger than Mr. Universe is.
Yeah, he is certainly taller. He doesn't weigh quite as much. Mr. Universe in at 285, 275 for the Nighthawk. Of course, then you got the Giant Hillbilly over there at 420. So the team of Lawler and Hillbilly does outweigh the team of Nighthawk and Universe. Not many times that's going to happen, I can tell you.
Well, the little fella at 234 is starting out against Mr. Universe. The King ties it up with him. One of the smartest wrestlers we've ever seen crawl through the ropes, Lawler. Whipped across the ring and immediately bounces right out as Universe chased him in to try to mass him with that 285.
You know, this is the kind of challenge that brings out the best in Lawler, too. When he steps in there against formidable opponents, it seems to bring him up a notch or two. And he's facing some big ones right now in Mr. Universe going against him at the moment. Back in the corner. Ooh.
Universe across the ring going after Lawler, but Lawler slipped away easily from the Nighthawk, and the Nighthawk was able to step back, and most of the power from Universe went into the ropes in there. But that's what we're talking about, smart. Can't match them at their own game many times. You got to use their strength against them. Lawler caught in a side headlock, waist locks the Universe, backhand tags the Giant Hillbilly, who will give you no indication of any kind of wrestling ability, but boy, he can lay the Mississippi splash on you. And Universe taking a couple of shots, nails the Giant Hillbilly. There's no way looking at this on television that you can appreciate the size of these guys that are in that ring.
You know, that's exactly right. All of them are just huge.
Looking at the monitor, it just dawned on me. They don't look that big.
No, they don't. But, wow.
Yeah.
Mr. Universe has Lawler back into a corner. Well, I should rephrase that. Lawler is in the corner, and Mr. Universe is waiting for him out in the center of the ring.
Guy wants to do a little test of strength with the King.
Universe taking time to insult the crowd. There's a mistake right there, let me tell you. You got to concentrate on your opponent. I don't care if you do weigh 285 pounds. Test of strength. Universe has to feel confident that he's going to win this one. Lawler down on one knee. There's the Universe. Concentration on the fans. Now back to Lawler. Lawler popped him with a right hand and takes the warning from the referee for it. But he unloaded on him with that right fist. Universe over to the corner, makes the tag, and here comes the Nighthawk. His first official appearance in this match. This guy is, I don't know how tall he is. He's up there 6'7", 6'9", somewhere in that range, I would say. He is incredibly tall. He picks Lawler up in the bear hug.
He's using what he has, and that is his strength. Boy, he is mammoth. Powerful body armor. Lawler caught in that bear hug.
Here comes the Hillbilly, the giant Hillbilly stepping through the ropes. Nighthawk. Nighthawk didn't back up from him, I'll tell you. He went right after him. They're both, they're close to the same height.
You know, I was just looking at that. This son of a gun's almost as tall as the giant Hillbilly.
The Hillbilly flipped him down to the mat.
He's using his strength, too. A very large abdomen. Lawler back in there, faces off with the Nighthawk. To the corner, there's a tag on Mr. Universe. Universe. That's the frying pan to the fire is what I meant to say.
Yeah, they doubled up on Lawler back in the corner, wouldn't let him get an advantage, and kept him tied up until Universe could get through there. That was a powerful right fist from Universe. And another. He has hit the King twice hard, right in the mouth. Ooh.
Referee trying to get him to stop using the fist, but he shows no indication of it.
He does it again. Lawler really being pounded here by Mr. Universe. The 285-pounder pops the King again. And the King getting steamed. I think you could see it in his eyes there. The strap comes down and look out. Lawler unwinding that right fist. Haymaker swing again and again. He goes after the Nighthawk in the corner while he's at it. Up on the rope. Here comes Lawler. Universe moves. Lawler hits the mat. Universe makes the tag. It's an illegal tag. Is the referee going to let it stand? Nighthawk with a cover on Lawler. Counts at 1, 2. Lawler outsmarts him. Lawler tapped him on the back. The Nighthawk thought he had a 3 count. Lawler rolls it down. There's a count of 2 and 3, and Lawler is the one who gets the win. And Nighthawk is steamed. Lawler used a tactic that was taught to him, I'm sure, by one of his opponents many, many years ago.
Old Jackie Fargo.
Jackie Fargo used that. And boy, Lawler used it right there and saved the victory for himself and the giant Hillbilly.
Man, look at those specimens up there. They just lost, but that doesn't stop them from showing off their size, and that is some incredible power right there.
And it's only the first fall.
Yes. We'll check and see if we have time for any more action. Right now, we're going to take time out, and we'll be back in just a moment. Good one. You better believe we just had ourselves one fall, and Dave, I don't think we're going to have really time. We got maybe 60 seconds, and that's not time enough to get all 6 of them back in there and get Scrambler or all 4. Looking at the size of them, I felt like it was 6 guys in there.
Well, I tell you, yeah, we had a total weight in there of something like 1,200 pounds on both sides of the ring there. What a match we had, and what a move by Lawler. He put on him to save it for him and for himself and the giant Hillbilly. Tapped the Nighthawk on the back. Nighthawk thought, that's the 3 count, and that's the referee saying, okay, you won the match.
He was really happy. He was trying to tell Universe, I got him.
We won, but it wasn't to be. That was only a 2 count when he broke out of that cover. So Lawler and the Hillbilly win the main event. Earlier today, it was Tracy Smothers, Paul Diamond, and J.T. Southern going against the Memphis Vice, Big Lou and Jerry Bryant, and Sexy Ron Sexton. This one ended up in a double countout, so it was a draw, no contest, whatever you want to call it. Double countout on the match. Tracy Smothers and Sexton really going at each other on the floor. Sexton had a few things to say about the championship, the way that Smothers won it, and that he couldn't defend it against him and all that. And I think Tracy was out to prove something. Ended up, they both got counted out on the floor. Fire and Flame defending the Southern Tag titles. It looked for a moment as though they had lost them to the Mod Squad, but on a disqualification, Fire and Flame do keep those belts. Jarrett and Tanaka winning over the Renegades. Sato and Goto with Tojo defeating the team of Jim Jamison and Mad Dog. It was Bam Bam Bigelow winning the handicap match over Garmen and Trailer. And then that big main event just completed here a moment ago.
Yeah, that Bam Bam match, the son of a gun comes up with the double
submission.
I mean, he got both of them in there, and Gratz, just hard to believe that a man is that big and can be able to do what he does. By golly, this has been a dance. It's going to be tough to top next week.
Yeah, but we'll try.
That's the fun of it, is trying next week. For Dave Brown, Lance Russell saying bye-bye.